Hey, this is Mark. I am here with the ATL now. I have the pleasure. Miss Desiree Tally is in the house today. She came into Atlanta to grace her with her presence. We have the opportunity to sit down and talk to you. How are you doing today?
I'm amazing. I'm excited to be here and speak with you. It's a
Well,
great day.
I am excited as well. Tell the audience a little bit about you. Let's ease them into it. I did a little bit of research. I think you a celebrity, but you trying to tell me you're not. Tell the audience about yourself a little bit.
I'm an attorney. I work with celebrities, but it's my mission and importance to make legal visible and cool, just so our creatives and particularly Black creatives can understand the importance and have the legal knowledge. So, and the work that I do working with media companies and with creators, the goal is to advance them, educate them, and protect them.
You know, as I was looking into you, as I was investigating you, you had a couple things that I found very fascinating. The first thing that I want to find out first and foremost is eh, you got into an industry. There's so many challenges that people have to navigate, so many things that people have to know. Um, but to me personally, it seems like you found a niche, but you found it particularly for a reason. What is that reason in your view?
The reason I'm an entertainment lawyer, and particularly transactional entertainment, is because I grew up watching 30 or 30, Unsung,
Yeah.
and I hated to see Black celebrities, Black athletes have tremendous wealth, tremendous success, and then years later they were broke. And a lot of the reasons and stories that they told was because of the contracts that they signed. So, while I don't have a talent to be what I think in front of the camera and be a creative, being a legal creative is important because I'm taking my platform and educating them, showing them the ways in which they can navigate their career and hopefully create longevity.
You know, that's a mountain in and of itself, but I can definitely attest to some of the struggles that the athletes has had. And a lot of people are like, these people make millions and millions of dollars. How are they broke? Well, one of the reasons is, as you said, the contracts, they don't understand them. They don't know how to read them. They don't know how to interpret them. And we can dive right into that. But now you have a whole nother component in that with the NIL
Yeah.
coming in. I know last year we did a event where we did with some of the HBCU athletes, and that was one of the topics. But one of the things that got me personally, I was up at Bank of America a couple weeks ago, and I was with the banker, and she had told me that there was a high profile athlete who had come into there, and he was talking to her, and he wanted to get some money out of his account, and a certain amount. And she explained to him, it's not in there.
Mm.
And he was like, what do you mean it's not in there? She said, well, because of name, image, and likeness, somebody had taken his name, opened up, and had access to certain aspects of his account. So he didn't understand that. So when he went to get the money out, he did not have that. Have you ever saw or had a situation like that that you ever had to deal with?
Not personally, but I have seen and heard stories of giving people access to your accounts and money and not understanding it. People being appointed, whether it's an attorney or a financial
Yes.
advisor, and not vetting them yourselves. I always say, I'll use a record label as example.
Okay.
If the record label is recommending an attorney for you, that might not be the attorney that you want because
Yes.
they're all in bed together. So you want to make sure you do your own independent research, whether it's an attorney, whether it's financial advisor, and read things. You just can't rely on them. Yes, you're
Yes.
paying them and they're the experts and supposed to do your job. But if you don't have the knowledge and you just sign it because your financial advisor is telling you and they make themselves a power of attorney on your accounts, then that's a problem. So when you go to a bank like that, you see your money is gone,
Yes.
but you gave them authority.
To actually operate by that. So you as a person, I had asked you prior to the interview, you told me you're from the Bay Area. Growing up, did you always know that you wanted to be an attorney, or how did that come about?
I always had a passion and interest in law. I grew up watching court TV. I love
Okay.
court TV. One day, my goal is to be a TV judge as well. But
Okay.
Judge Judy, Judge Mathis, I love those judges who are, also attorneys. But then it was watching television for me where I was able to put it together. So characters like Claire Huxtable,
Okay.
Maxine Shaw, attorney at law. It was Black women attorneys who inspired me. But it was an episode of My Super Sweet 16. It was a guy on there. His last name is Mathis. He was an entertainment attorney. And that's when I was able to figure out how to put those two passions together, entertainment and also law. And then I just Googled it. I was the first in my family to go to college, to go to law school. So I didn't know how to get there, but those characters and a little bit of Google research and the TV show helped me figure it out.
The fact that you were the first in your family, but you're also an attorney, the pride that your family must have, how does that make you feel knowing that you were able to start something and be the first? I'm not sure if your parents are still alive, but if they are, um, tell us a little bit about how they responded um, to you being such a success, even in that spectrum right there.
It makes me really proud. My mother was a high school dropout. And so seeing me go back to school, she went back to school. She got her GED, she got her associates, her bachelor's, and eventually her master's. So when I graduated from undergrad, we were graduating around the same time. And that is a great moment for me. We have a running joke in my family. My mother always says, my daughter is an attorney and a lawyer. So she likes to go off on people and tell them she's gonna call me to handle the situation. I'm like, "Mom, I don't do that type of law." But for them to be able to say it with so much pride and now to see my nieces and nephews know that they can also go to college and they can do anything that they want is special.
You know, you open up the door to so many different dynamics, even the things that's going through my mind, and I want to make sure that I stay focused because I can get a little distracted. I thought I saw something that you deal with Revolt TV or something
Yes.
like that. What is that about? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I revolved on their VP of Business and Legal Affairs. I run the production department, anything events, front facing, building out our new creator economy. And that's really special for me being at Revolt because I care about the work. So I started in large, huge white corporations, in-house in media and entertainment, but I always wanted to work for a Black company. And so taking that knowledge base from big historical media institutions and be able to apply it to Revolt and Revolt be one of the only fully Black owned media companies still standing is really great.
Yeah. Okay. So we got that aspect of it. Now let's go back to the educational perspective, the motivation that it took. The obviously you told us about the inspiration you had on your mother in particular. Right now it's kind of hard for people to stay focused with school, with all of the opportunities to make money, to become creators and to chase that perspective. If you were going to, knowing how the entertainment industry works, in a sense, dealing with the legal aspect of it, if you were going to give a plan, a step one or step A in terms of shaping people's minds and the thought process, because a lot of times they see the end result and they think, oh my God, we're going to do this. We're going to make millions and millions and millions. I'm sure it don't work like that.
No.
So if you were going to do it step A or step one, B, and C, what would that be?
Learn the industry that you're in. A lot of times people don't know the industry. They just see the glitz and glam, as you
Yeah.
said, the end result. But if you want to be a content creator, you are a business. You still have to operate as a business. You need to set yourself up as a business, Desiree Tally LLC, if that's what you
Yeah.
want it to be, how to manage your finances when all of the money comes in. It's not just a contractual standpoint where people mess up, but if you don't have money and you get a lot of money at one time, you need to learn how to make that money grow, how to last, the taxes that you have to go through in order to sustain that. And that's something that's really important. So knowing finance as well, and just again, not relying on those people. So I would say educate yourself on the industry that you're in
Yeah.
and basic business operations.
Okay. Okay. Well, right now we're going to take a pause here with section one. We're going to take a break and then we're going to come back to you with step number two, section number two. We're going to continue on. This is Mark with the ATL now. I am here with Miss.
Desiree Tally.
We'll be right back.